Today on Talk of the Town, we're talking politics with the Science Party's candidate for Mallee, Leigh Firman. Leigh, welcome to the Mildura Weekly.
Thank you, John.
Leigh, for those who are not familiar with the Science Party, tell us a bit about your platform.
Sure, we started 6 years ago as the Future Party back then, and after about 2 years it was decided it didn't quite represent what we wanted, so we went for Science Party. And so we want to progress the nation as a whole, and particularly the Mallee obviously, using the best proven science that we've got to make life better for everybody.
Excellent. Yeah. So what are the sort of policies and infrastructure and so on that you'd like to see?
So first of all, for infrastructure, we want to see each of the major highways in the Mallee, that is the 6 of them, dual carriageway, that is both directions, and still with truck pull-out lanes, so we've got that extra added bit of safety. So we want to do that. We also want to return all passenger rail services, and we would eventually like to also bring in the freight rail all the way down to Melbourne, Geelong, Portland, those sorts of things. So that's the transport on the large scale. On a more domestic scale, if you like, in each shire, the local councils, if they want to put in bike paths or even like tram systems, willing to work with them on that. That's not a problem. The trains we've got as far as passenger trains at the moment, we talk about fast rail or fast trains. It's actually a bit of a joke, because if you go overseas, we've got 300 plus km/h TGVs in Europe, or if you go to Japan, it's 500-600 km/h maglevs, which means you could go from Melbourne to Darwin in 9, maybe 10 hours, something like that. But this fast train that we've got at the moment, you can do maybe 160k, although I've never been in one that's got that fast yet. If it gets above 35 degrees, the rails begin to warp, and you've got to slow down to 35k, and then put everybody off onto coaches. It's not working. Yeah. We've got to have the political will to do it.
Interesting you talk about rail infrastructure, because there's a strong push in this region to have the transcontinental link from Melbourne effectively to Broken Hill via Mildura. The Mildura to Broken Hill section would need to be built. What's your view on that?
Look, I'd support that. I think the party would too, except I would prioritise the passenger rail first in order to get us our links to the other major provincial and capital cities. But yes, we're for it, but probably not the immediate priority. I guess did you want to move on to health? Because
talk about health, mate. That'd be great.
It's because we think country rural health is a big issue. We've got a lot of, there's talk in Mildura at the moment about whether or not to privatise the hospital. Don't really want to get into that, because I don't know. I've not been on it right from the word go.
It's in private hands now. It's to return it to public, but you're right. It's a hot topic.
It's a hot topic, and I'm not across that at the moment. But they need a new hospital down at Swan Hill. They need 50 more nurses in the Wimmera Health down at Horsham. All the small towns need more doctors, more nurses, and we need to be able to keep them within the Mallee. Also, all the rural hospitals and if you like, clinics, I think we need mental health facilities attached to each of those. We've got major problems here in the entire Mallee region with mental health. Part of that, I suppose, is the drug epidemic, if you like, that's going all around country Victoria. So we do need mental health facilities in place. It's a major problem at the moment.
Excellent. Well, look, Leigh, all the best with your campaigning. And we'll see what happens on May 18th. But thanks very much for joining us here today.
Thanks for your time, Don. I appreciate it.
And you can see more of Talk of the Town on milduraweekly.com.au.